So I am Char Tosi. I am founder of Woman Within, and for 25 years, I have done workshops for men. The first one was Your Mother's Pillow. Some of the men in this room may have done that one. And also recently I have done the Mother's Shadow. There have been probably way over 1,000. I've lost track of the numbers of men who have taken this workshop. And they have taught me so much about what sons want mothers to know. So this presentation will be the men teaching you through what I'm going to tell you is going to be hopefully very healing. My intention and my goal for this workshop is to bring a healing opportunity to mothers and sons, whether your son is grown and old themselves, or if you have young sons, and even for fathers, this would be, there's some material here that I think will pertain to you. So during the workshop, what we asked of the men was to write 2 letters. One was to their mother about what they needed to say to their mother, and the other was a letter from their mother that they really needed to hear from their mother. And so this is where the majority of this workshop comes from, are those letters that they wrote from themselves. They wrote to themselves from the mother they wish they had. It was interesting. Many years ago, I was having lunch with Robert Bly, and I said, I'm writing a book called What Sons Want Mothers to Know. I haven't written the book yet. At that time I was. And he looked at me and he said, nothing, absolutely nothing. And then I laughed and I disagreed with him. He has written the book Iron John, which is about men separating from their mothers. So that is partially what we work on at the workshop. So the data that was collected from the letters, I will be reading actual excerpts from letters. I got permission from all of the men to copy these letters and to use them in presentations or in books. And so it's really from the hearts and the pens of these participants that you get to learn about what sons want mothers to know. So in order for you to get the most value out of this workshop, I invite the men who are here to get up an image of your mother. And I will invite you to imagine that your mother can say the things that I'm going to read to you. The goal of your healing as sons is to realize that you have an internal mother that can now say these things to you. So visualize an image of your mother inside, whose job now is to mother you. And I invite all the mothers in this workshop to visualize your sons if you have sons. If you don't have sons, there may be many things you are mothering, and these may pertain to whatever you're mothering, whether they're pets or nieces, nephews, whatever, that you can apply some of this information to. So get up an image of what it is you're mothering for the women. And I want you to listen to as I read some of the letters. Is this something you need to say to your children, to your son? I truly believe that mothers do not go out to really harm or wound their sons. I think mothers come from their own wounds from their past, and their parents may not have been very good role models. A disclaimer for the women who are mothers: as you listen and hear some things that you haven't said or done that you wish you had, know that this is a sample of men and may not apply to you. And if you need to forgive yourself and to make amends with your son, if possible. So I'm going to be doing this with a PowerPoint. So at this point, I'm going to share my screen. So what sons want mothers to know. The first thing I want you to know is that what I have found is all sons really love their mothers. They come to the workshop with trepidation and fear and with issues with their mothers, but at the bottom of their heart, they love their mothers. And this is a letter that a man wrote to his mother, when I mentioned the letters that the men wrote to their mothers. And what he said was, I feel a lot of love for you, even though you have passed on. I choose to remember you in your best light and for your most magnificent attributes, which are love, devotion, beauty, blessing, encouragement, nurturing, and self-sacrifice. Having brought me into the world is the most beautiful gift a woman can give, and I shall always remember and cherish you. So I invite all of the mothers in this room to just breathe this in, that your sons really do love you, and they need a way to say it sometimes. So I'm going to be presenting this as what sons want physically, and then I'm going to go to emotionally, and then intellectually, and then spiritually last. What sons want physically is to be touched appropriately, to be heard and seen, and to be talked to about their body and sex. So sons want appropriate touch. There's been research done that baby boys do not get as much touch as baby girls. This has been repeated over and over, and they've actually done, put cameras in parents' homes and counted the times that baby girls were touched and baby boys were touched. And it was found that baby boys were touched a lot less. I think that is changing today, but in this sense, that is the research that's happening. So a letter again from a man that wanted to hear from his mother. And this is what his mother would say. If I could go back in time and do it all again, I would tell you every day how much I love you. And I would hug you and tell you what a blessing you are to me. And I invite the men in this room, if you felt like you were not touched enough by your moms, to really take a moment to hear these words and perhaps even close your eyes as I continue to read some of the letters. One more letter. There are from the mom. There were some things I wish I had done differently. I wish I had been more physical with you. I wasn't raised with touch, so I wasn't used to it. Anything more than a tiny hug or kiss on the cheek just wasn't comfortable for me. I hope you understand that. And then one more letter, an excerpt. I love touching you, just touching your skin and looking into your eyes. And then there may be some of you, some of the men who felt like they were touched too much. And I want you to look at this. Too much touch is smothering. I want you to look at the word in the middle of smothering. If you take out the word mother, guess what you're left with? Sing. So when you can stop smothering your sons, they're able to sing. And here are some letters that the men wrote from their mother. You are my firstborn. Both your father and I are very proud of you. I'm sorry I held you so tight when I was afraid and lonely, and I didn't hold you when you were afraid and lonely. Another letter. I realize now that I smothered you with affection, protected you like a fragile little bird when I should have pushed you from the nest and let you fly. So go now, son, and fly. I realized that I was constantly showering with you with I love yous, which cheapened them in a way, as well as created a smothering shroud of well-intentioned maternal love. For this barrage of affection, for the maternal overkill, I apologize and ask for your forgiveness. So if there are any of you in the room that felt you were smothered by your mothers, just take in these words from these men. And then there's the issue of inappropriate touch. I was amazed as I did these workshops about how many men had been abused sexually by their mothers. And we define sexual abuse in many different ways, not just by fondling the boy or that kind of thing, but also by the way that mothers dress in front of their sons and don't take into account that, especially when they're coming to adolescence, that their testosterone is very high, and that seeing a mother with in a negligee or nude or with a cleavage showing can be very stimulating to men. And even men who have gone through, were raised in nudist camps, said when they hit adolescence, they couldn't stand to be there anymore. And they really had a hard time with that. So this is some of the things that the men wrote that they wanted to hear from their mothers. I want you to know I am sorry for molesting you at such a young age. Even though that happened, I want you to know you are gold. I love you. I regret all the empty stuff I gave you instead of the sweet, blissful words of I love you. Forgive me for making you my trophy. You are my son. I am proud to call you my son. Please forgive me for not letting you live your life. I pray that one day I can forgive myself. You are good enough. And then another letter. I am sorry that I have not connected with you in a more loving way all these years. I've been unfair, and I'm sorry for hurting you so much. I'm sorry to have placed all my burdens, all my needs, including my sexual needs, onto you. I was wrong to abuse you in these ways. And then there's an issue of not enough touch. I really believe that we have a hunger in our skins to be touched. And so I invite all of you in the room to think about, were you touched enough by your mothers growing up? And by your fathers, we'll just throw that in as well. And listen to the words of the men from their letters. As you grew, I didn't have time to give you the hugs I felt you needed. You distanced yourself from me. I loved you so much. I prayed that someday you would find a way to allow me into your heart. I am sorry for abandoning you as an infant. You did not deserve that. You deserve to be nurtured and cared for and loved by me. I never told you this because I was scared and I felt ashamed, not because you weren't good enough to hear it. I love you, and I always loved you. I regret that I didn't know how to show you that I loved you. I believed I needed to demonstrate strength so you would be strong in life. I regret now that I did not hold you and tell you how much I loved you. I would like to nurture you and stroke your hair and touch you and tell you that it is okay and that I really care about you and want to help you. I never hugged you, and now I want to hug you and nurture you and caress you. I feel really sad that I never let you suckle at my breast. You deserve that connection to me. And I know that it has hurt you that I didn't give that to you. You were always a special boy to me. I always loved you, and I always will. So think a minute how much you talk to your son in the past, or if you have a young son, if you've talked to him about his body and his sexuality. The one thing I've realized by doing Woman Within is that many women have been sexually abused by men, and they find it really difficult to talk to their sons about their own bodies, their sons' bodies and their sexuality. But I invite you, if your mother didn't talk to you about your body changing and your sexuality, to take in these words that were written from the men. Let's talk a while so I can help you understand what is happening in your body. Both girls and boys start to become aware of their private parts at your age. When you lie on your belly, it is natural and normal that it feels good. As you get older, you will be having feelings like that when you are near girls, and this is natural too. It is not bad or unnatural that you may even feel that way near me. I am your mother, and I will talk to you about it and help you understand that the feelings are normal. I will also invite your father to help you understand, and in a healthy way, be comfortable with what you feel and teach you ways to enjoy what you feel. You should not feel shame or guilt. As you grow, these feelings might be happening more often, which is normal too. There is nothing for you to worry about. But if these feelings become a problem to you or you aren't liking them, I want you to know it's okay to come and talk to me or your father. Just ask. As a young boy, you will go through puberty. Your voice will get deeper and you will grow pubic hair and start feeling excited about young girls. All that is normal and okay. I know you felt scared and ashamed of sex in your body. I want you to know that sex is healthy and good. It's normal for you to masturbate and fantasize. You have a beautiful body and you deserve to be loved. Remember that boys develop into men at different times. Just because your penis is small now doesn't mean it will always be small. I believe penis size is not as important as sensitivity and skill in lovemaking. My family never talked about or demonstrated sex in any way. Sex is natural, and God loves to see healthy expression of sex. If I could live my life over, I would teach you that sex between loving people is one of the greatest gifts God gave us. Besides my negative religious learning about sex and the fact that no one ever talked about it, your father was a brutal sex partner with no respect for me during sex. Consequently, I also hated sex. I hope that the somewhat healthier attitude toward sex where you are today will allow you to connect the damage of my beliefs and learning and experience did to you. You deserve to enjoy your body. You deserve to be touched and held. You deserve good sex. You deserve to feel powerful and full of life. You deserve to feel energy in your balls and your dick. You need not be ashamed of your erection, your sexual energy, and your feelings. So take a deep breath. And mothers, if you have not said these things to your son, it's never too late to acknowledge that their bodies are beautiful and sex is beautiful. So just take that in, breathe it in. What sons want emotionally. I'm going to go through each one of these with slides. They want to be told what you love about them. They want to say, stop protecting me so much. They want to be told that you're proud of them. And they want to be told it's okay to feel all of their feelings. So tell me what you love about me. Here's the letters from Mom that the men wrote. Don't hide anymore. Come into the light. I want to see you, all of you. I welcome your true feelings. I want you to know, I truly want you to know you don't need to hide from me. I love you unconditionally. I am here for you. Tell me about your life, your fears, and your joy. I want to know. I love you for who you are, for what you have done, and not, sorry, I love you for who you are, not for what you have done. I honor your creativity, your sense of fun, your playfulness, your willingness to try new things, your honesty, and your sense of fairness. What I really want for you is to be just the boy you are and to grow into exactly the man you want to be. I can hardly wait to see who you become and how it is for you. I can already see how beautiful you are, how strong, how smart, how wise, how successful you are, and what wonderful power you have. And I can tell you will just go on and be even more wonderful. What I want for you is to be the boy and then the man that is the real you. This is my blessing for you, that you be who you are, and I will always love you. What I loved about you as a child was how gentle you were with animals, how curious you were about the bugs and ants, and how active and athletic you were. You could play any game or sport and make it look easy. You were such a talented child. I knew you could do anything you wanted to do. So those are some of the things that the men wanted to hear from their mothers about what they loved about them. In this picture, this is so typical of mothers. They don't want their boy to hurt or their children to hurt. So she's wrapping him in bubble wrap. And that's what I felt like doing as a mother. I didn't want my son to feel any pain. and yet they don't want to be protected so much. So this is the letter from a mother that a son wrote. I pushed you. I tried to encourage you to stretch and grow. I wanted to prepare you for what I saw as a cold, hard world, and I wanted to toughen you up. I wish I had acknowledged your efforts and your accomplishments. I was in fear that I would not be there to take care of you and protect you, and I was fearful that you would be hurt. I now acknowledge that I stifled you and hurt you. I'm sorry. I did you a disservice. And then there's also the area of appropriate protection. There's no greater warrior than a mother protecting her child. This is the bitch energy. You mess with my kid, you're going to really see my lioness. So some sons did not get enough protection. So for the men in the room, I want you to think about, did you get enough protection from your mother? And listen to these letters. Your grandfather, whom you never met, was a heavy drinker and alcoholic. I always denied his alcoholism. I never spoke of the pain. And my mother, your grandma, used to have it out for you. I remember her chasing you with a broom and whacking you a couple of times. I know she hurt you. I know I know she hurt you emotionally. I know how bad I hurt you because I just stood there and laughed. I didn't protect you. I was afraid of my mom. I know now why you've been afraid of me, afraid I would let you get hurt, and afraid I would laugh at you. And I want to tell you that I really care about you and that you're strong and very masculine. You can do anything you want to do in your life, and it will be okay with me. And I'll love you no matter what. I will stand up for you, and I won't let your dad abuse you or put you down, and I will listen to you and trust you. Tell me you are proud of me. It was universal in almost all of the workshops that the men wanted to hear from their mothers. I am proud of you, my son. So here are a couple of the letters from the moms. I see you. I know you. You are a powerful man. I am proud of who you are, what you do, and how you choose to live. I felt so proud of you when you went to school the first time. You were so brave. You made me feel very proud. You were so smart and gifted. I was so proud of you and how fast you learned and how you got good grades. And if there's any men in the room who fought in the Vietnam War and maybe who came back and were not honored and received by your mother, I invite you to listen to this letter. I'm sorry I wasn't there to welcome you home from the Vietnam War. Welcome home, son. I'm glad you made it. You survived. You are safe, and I am thankful. I love you. It will be okay now. I am so proud of you. Tell me it's okay to feel my feelings. How many of you might have grown up, or even mothers may have said, don't cry, be a big boy, be like a man. And what the men really wanted to hear are the following. Phrases like, I'm doing this for your own good, or don't be mad at mommy, I love you very much, or don't feel that way, ring pretty empty, as I was asking you to not have your true feelings, to protect me from your feelings. I regret I focused on your physical well-being and ignored the sad, fearful, hurting child I was creating. You need to be heard, and I hear you. The things that you have to say matter to me. You are lovable. You are more than adequate. I know that you feel inadequate and unlovable sometimes, and that's okay. They're just feelings, not facts. When you feel those feelings, know that I see the reality that you are lovable and you are adequate. Another letter, I want you to know it is very okay with me if you feel angry and for you to let it out by not hurting anyone. And you see my anger too, and know that I won't ever leave you or stop being your mom if you are angry or if I am angry. One more letter. The world makes you sad sometimes. I want to tell you that it's okay. The world is sad sometimes as well as beautiful. Grief is okay. It is the right reaction to have if it comes. Go ahead and be sad. What sons want intellectually? They want mothers to respect and honor their choices and decisions. They want mothers to teach them how to have fun, teach them about boundaries, teach them about girls and dating. Respect and honor my choices. And the men said from their mothers, you are an extraordinary man. I see your passion, your truth, your genuine concern for this world. I see you. I want to know you. Who are you? Tell me about yourself. I have the time now to hear you. Now I have the time. Another letter. When you told me you were gay, I realized that is why I stopped giving you the love and affection you deserved. You have grown up to be such a fine man, and I am so proud that you are my son, my gay son. Looking back, I realize I should have given you more support. I should have given you the support and encouragement for you to do what you wanted at each point in your life, not just what I wanted you to do. My agenda was really for you to become the doctor or lawyer that I never married. The mistake I made was that rather than accepting your choices, I tried to bend them to what I wanted. Teach me how to have fun. One of the things I enjoyed so much about running the men's workshops were they really noted how to laugh and have fun. I had so much fun with teaching these workshops, and they want their mom to do that too. So if your mom didn't teach you to have fun, take a moment to hear these letters from the mom inside of you. As you were growing up, I was so stuck in my own pain, fear, and woundedness that I wasn't able to be there for you. I want you to know how sad I am for that. If I could do those years over, I would give you many hugs every day. I would look into your eyes and tell you that you are a precious child and that I love you dearly. I would spend more time playing with you, reading to you, and listening to your stories. I would have liked to have played with you more and do the things you like to do. I was happy to see how you loved the beach and the waves. I loved your curiosity, always taking things apart, trying to put them back together. I should have nurtured that part of you. You loved to tinker. Teach me about boundaries. The purpose of setting boundaries and consequences is to create a sense of responsibility, accountability, and self-awareness. The one thing about mothers of sons, as they grow older, you have to change your boundaries with them. Of course, when they were young, you held them, you kissed them goodnight. I know for me, I laid down in the bed with my young sons and rubbed their backs, and that had to change when they started puberty. I could still tell them goodnight, and yet I needed to be more aware of my boundaries because of their sexual development. So here's some letters that the men ask for boundaries from their mothers. The mothers wrote, I regret I gave you no boundaries and did not respect your privacy. I regret I was always finding something wrong with you and used your asthma as an excuse to give you more smothering attention. I regret that I exempted you from responsibilities and instilled in you neediness and dependence. You deserve to have your independence. I own that what I gave you was not real love. It was using you as a drug to deal with my own feelings of shame and insecurity. I will give you lots of affection without invading your boundaries or letting you invade mine. As you become able to express yourself more clearly, I will listen to you and give you what you ask for to the best of my ability. Sometimes I will say, no, I can't give you that. That violates my boundaries. I will be clear with myself and therefore will be clearer with you. As you grow older, I will increase the size of the space provided you so that you can stretch and grow into your own space. Know that no matter what, you can always come to me and ask for what you want, and I will give it to you, which is touching, holding, loving, caring advice, food, as long as it is within my being to do so and does not violate my boundaries. Teach me about girls, women. From the mother. Do not look to me or to other women who will come into your life for your feeling of self-worth and decisions about life choices. Look inside of yourself and learn to trust your own deep care of yourself. Know that women are good and loving and are not out to get you. They will love you well if you let them, but keep your boundaries. I wish I had been able to tell you more about women, their needs, their wants, their strengths, their weaknesses. They really are wonderful creatures, you know, but you must treat them with love, respect, honor, and care. And you must not allow them to treat you any differently. You deserve to be treated with the same love and care, and you deserve to get just as much as you give. You are so loving and giving, and you deserve to be loved the same way. What sons want spiritually? They want their mother's blessing. They want their mother to bless their choice of a partner. They want their mother to bless their manhood and to tell them they are a good father. Sons want to hear from their mother that you've been a blessing from the start. I love you, son, with all my heart. And here's some specific letters from the mother. I want to tell you how proud I am of you. You're a magnificent man. I honor your loving kindness and compassion. I bless your genius, your insight, and ability to synthesize. I accept your goofiness, your shortcomings, and eccentricities. They're really okay. Celebrate your uniqueness. Your imperfections just provide you with new ways to heal the world. You are a gifted creative artist with a mission and a divine blessing of talent to use in a way that only a man with a healthy mother's blessing can. I bless you with the ability you have within you to create abundance and order in your life. Bless my choice of a partner. Know that you will clarify, this is again from the mothers, know that you will clarify your sexuality slowly, gently, lovingly. It doesn't matter if you are gay, bisexual, or heterosexual. These are only names. I love you and accept you just as you are. You're a wonderful, kind, generous, thoughtful, caring human being. I am so proud of you. Being married for 12 years and loving your wife with all your heart is an amazing accomplishment. You are giving so much hope to other people who think that true love is not possible. I support you in your relationship choices today. You're the one who knows what you want, where you are, and where you are in your life. I will love and respect your choices. Bless my manhood. Men were never too old to want their mother's blessing. So here are some of the letters from the men, from the mothers to the men. You are a bright, thoughtful, strong young man. You are strong and potent. Don't be afraid to show your potency. Emotionally, physically, sexually, I'm not threatened by it. You are a passionate, sensitive man. I express it with men, express it with women. I am not afraid of your passion. I love your wild boy, wild man energy. It doesn't scare me. I love your vibrant, passionate sexual energy. It doesn't disgust me. I accept and embrace all of your emotions, even your anger. You're a beautiful, strong, sexy, compassionate, capable, humorous, delightful, powerful man. I'm running out of time, so I want to keep going. Tell me I'm a good father. So from the mother to the son. I've noticed what a fine father you have been to your daughters. You have been there to support them and show them what potential they have to grow and give. They have received parenting gifts from you that I could not and did not model from you. I know you lived many years alone with the deep wounds my mother caused. I would do anything to undo that. You took good care of yourself. You got out. I am very pleased that the wounds I inflicted are now healing you. You are precious and perfect in every way. It was my failure that you couldn't know that as a child. I bless you for becoming such a wonderful, beautiful father and man. I've always loved you for what you have always been. My love and blessings, Mom. Relationships with their father. It's important that you don't make your son your surrogate husband. Realize how talking about your father affects them. Work on your relationship with your husband instead of clinging to your son. And this is a point in when boys become adolescents, it's really important for the father to take more role in the parenting. And from the son's viewpoint, don't make me your surrogate husband. Here's a letter from Mom. Although the animosity between you and your father made it almost impossible, I regret not putting a healthy separation between us as you approached adolescence. I know that our continued physical intimacy, trading massages especially, although never sexually explicit, must have been stimulating to you in ways that were unhealthy for a young man with his mother. I want you to know that I realize I've hurt you and that I used you to meet my needs in the name of loving you. And I constantly violated your boundaries, and I will say no more. Focus on your relationship with my father. A letter from mother to the son. I understand your anger of being smothered. It has been a heavy weight on your back. I was just trying to take good care of you. I now see that I should have worked on my relationship with your dad instead of clinging to you to fill this void. And there may be some men in this room whose mother died when they were young. And a lot of the men that I worked with, their mother was in such grief they couldn't take care of their son. So here are some of the things that they wanted to hear in this case. If your father died, this is what they wanted to hear from their mother. I'm sorry I could not comfort you when your dad died. It was not your fault he died. Being 6 years old and having your father die must have been devastating to you. I'm so sorry I could not help you with your grief and pain. I'll tell you everything about your father, how much he loved you and your sister, how much he was proud of you. We all miss him very much. I'll do everything in my power to create a happy nest for you so that you can grow up happy and joyful, powerful, loving, and beloved as you deserve. Sons also want some things from their mother. They want their mothers to love themselves and take responsibility for their actions. They want their mothers to admit their mistakes and ask for their forgiveness. They want their mother to tell them that they can take care of themselves and to let them go. One of the biggest things that the men wanted in the workshop and they learned was they wanted to hear from their mother, I can take care of myself. I don't need you to take care of me. And because I'm running out of time, I'm going to just go through the rest of the slides. They want the mothers to love themselves and take responsibility for their actions. They want their mothers to admit their mistakes and ask for forgiveness. And as I said, they want their mother to take care of their body. It's a place you have to live. Fall in love with caring for yourself in body, mind, and spirit. And they want their mothers to let them go with love. It doesn't take a lot of strength to hang on. It takes a lot of strength to let go. And I know as a mother of two sons, which I didn't say in the beginning, my sons are now 50 and 45, and I still have to work to let them go. And so that's very normal for a mother to do. And in closing, moms want their son's blessing. So a man wrote this blessing for his mom that I want all of you moms to take this in, as this is really what the sons want to give you. I thank you for your fierceness. I thank you for your loyalty. I thank you for all the prayers you have said, you do say, and will say. I welcome those prayers with an open heart. I thank you for the coyote spirit that's alive in me. I thank you for my life. I thank you for fairness, equality. I thank you for loving my partner. I thank you for falling in love with my dad. I thank you for the times that you fought for me. And finally, I bless you and wish you healing. I now relinquish the need to love you painfully and welcome the opportunity to love you joyously. I love you, Mom, your son.